Om Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanavadhanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhar Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Okay, so in the last session, if you remember, we were looking at Samaha. Samaha was the last name meaning equality. So whatever we do, even if from our side devotees we fail in putting in some efforts or showing devotion, bhakti, etc., still the Lord does not give up. He ensures that He blesses everyone with the same intensity. So let's continue. Next nama, Amoghaha. As per the Bhashya, पूजितः स्तुतः संस्मृतः वा सर्वफलं ददाति न वृथा करोति इति अमोघः. Meaning na vritha karoti. Vritha meaning waste. So na vritha meaning that which does not go waste at all. Now this amogaha, literally there is another meaning happiness. But in this context the meaning is considered one who never fails. So one who, when you worship or when you remember the Lord, you chant His names, you sing His glories, or you listen to His stories, He is the one who is never going to fail to bless us or to grant us all our wishes. So one who never fails. So for again, if you consider like the previous nama Samaha, which means equality, somewhat this name is also related to that. It means that even though devotees, we fall short or we fail from our side, still the Lord does not give up. A second meaning that you can take is, it may not be again related to only chanting the names of the God or so. Whatever we do in life, today say for, or especially in our young days, whenever we put in some efforts or we are learning something, many times it happens that we don't know why we are learning, right? Why am I doing this? We feel it can be for anything that we do. Sometimes we have this thought, we feel, why am I doing this? What is the need? It is so useless and so on, we feel at that time. And then later, maybe after 5-10 years or so, we realize that good, that day I did that, so now today it is being useful and so on, right? So maybe like in the case of all of you, maybe in your young age or a few years back, all of you would have learned the Vishnu Sahasranama maybe, and that today might have developed interest for you to know the meanings, right? Or as in our childhood we would have learned. So then maybe then we felt that it was like a punishment. Oh, every day I have to sit and chant, my father is telling, grandfather is telling, or I am being sent to some class to learn and so on. But today when you learn, you have developed some interest, at that time we feel thankful. So I'm just giving you one example, it can be applicable for other things also. So here this also can be considered as one meaning, amogha, meaning whatever efforts we put in, that never goes waste, that never fails at all. Second meaning, avidata sankalpatva satyakamaha satyasankalpaha. As per the Vedas, it goes that one who never fails, that is the Lord who never fails in pleasing His devotees or blessing His devotees, that is amogha. For this now let's look at a story. So there was a king, his name was Vishwaratha. Vishwaratha was a king, and his son, he was Kshatrabandhu. These are all legends that are there, so that's why you have names like this. Vishwaratha was a king, his son was Kshatrabandhu. So the king was very good, very righteous, he used to rule his kingdom, he used to take care of his subjects, everything was going on well. But the son, he was, you can say, like a bit of a negative character, so he used to cause trouble to everyone and such things. So even the people were not happy. He used to trouble people, he used to hit them, even to animals he used to trouble. He used to ensure that people don't get proper facilities and so on. So basically he was causing a lot of trouble to the entire kingdom, to the people and in general to animals and so on. So then the king tried many ways to somehow persuade his son that you don't do this and so on. That too, he was a king. So tomorrow people will come and tell him that your son is doing this and so on. But still this Kshatrabandhu, he used to not listen to anyone, and one fine day Vishwaratha, he decides that the only solution is to throw my son out of the kingdom, let him do whatever he wants, because if he stays in the kingdom it is causing more trouble, and ultimately I am the king, so for me Raja Dharma comes first, so if he is not listening I have to throw this person out. So he tells Kshatrabandhu that you leave the kingdom and you go somewhere else. Kshatrabandhu also, he did not feel anything, he left the kingdom and he went to a nearby forest. In the forest also he used to roam about. There also he used to go and he used to trouble people. Sages were there, normal travelers were there, animals were there, everyone. So everyone used to feel surprised that why this person is behaving like this. His whole life is sitting and troubling people. So, would there be any reason for this, or why he's so? Even in the forest, also, he had a lot of people who like sages, and so they used to come and tell him that why you're doing this, don't cause trouble, and so on. But then this person used to not listen because right from childhood he was used to doing the same things. So, though his father, the king, had told him not to do this, and though he knew that what he was doing is wrong, still he did that very casually because he was doing it right from childhood, causing trouble to others and such things. So, therefore, he was very much used to that. So, here also he did not feel anything. In the forest, also, he kept on troubling animals, sages, and so on. One fine day, what happened was there was a well in the forest, so you can consider like a small pond or so, a water body. So there he saw that someone had fallen in that. So someone had slipped and fallen inside the water, and the person did not know to swim. So then at that time, what happened, how the mind of this person changed, we don't know. Of Kshatrabandhu, he goes and he saves the person who had fallen in water. So and he brings him out, and then he leaves from there. So then this person, he is very happy, and he says, who are you, and so on, he asks. So he says, no, I'm Kshatrabandhu, the nearby kingdom, and the prince of the nearby kingdom. I've just come to the forest. So this person, he asks that I had fallen in water. What did you feel that? Why did you save me? Is there any reason for that? So then the Kshatrabandhu said, no, there's no reason for this. I just felt that I saw you drowning in water. So I felt that I should come and I should save you. So then that person is also very thankful and he goes away from there. So all this was being seen by a sage who was there nearby, and he knew about Kshatrabandhu's nature and his sudden change in nature of helping others also, of helping a person who was drowning in water. So he felt very surprised, saying that why this person is doing, is there any reason for this? So at that time he goes to Kshatrabandhu and he tells very nicely, the sage tells that um, you have always been evil, but then I saw you helping someone drowning in water. So uh, you have done a very good deed and so on, a very good task. So Kshatrabandhu feels very happy. And now here, if you notice, the sage was also smart enough, and he does not pinpoint the evil things which Kshatrabandhu had done earlier. He tells him only about the good thing that he had done. 100 things were there. Out of that 99, everything, whatever Kshatrabandhu had done, everything was bad, negative, evil. Only one thing he had done good was to save a person drowning in water. That's it. But then this sage who had witnessed or whatever had happened, he goes and he praises Kshatrabandhu for saving the person. So why did the sage do this? Like, if all of us also, if you see a person, even if the person does 10 things good and one thing wrong, still we remember the wrong thing only, or still we pinpoint the person with the wrong thing, or others also do the same with us, right? It is human nature to look at only wrong things first. But here the sage, this person had done majority of only wrong deeds, only one thing he had done good. So what was the reason for this? Because the sage felt that whenever we have to bring about a change in someone, or you want to make the person good, at that time we must always highlight the good qualities of the person. Because when we tell something good about a person or praise the person for whatever good he or she has done, that person will be inspired to do more good things. Whereas if we go on pinpointing the same bad and evil things, the person listens to that continuously and he'll feel that, oh, what I'm doing is correct. He'll end up doing the same things again. So this is again a life lesson for all of us also. That's the reason they say, praise in public, insult in private, right? Insult or rather tell what the person has done wrong. So even though a person commits a mistake, we must not highlight it in public, because though the person would have done something wrong, but still telling someone that this should not be done, or maybe someone tells us a bit loudly also in front of 4 people, we don't like it, right? Or we do the same thing, the opposite person might not like it. Whereas you praise someone, the person will always feel, he will have a motivation that, oh, I have been praised for whatever good I have done, so surely I'll feel that I should do something more like this. So through all such stories that are there, like the sage's nature, we also get a very good lesson that is there. So here this Kshatrabandhu, he for himself, he realizes here, he says that I have done 1,000 things that are wrong, and only one thing I did, that is saving people who are drowned in water. So Kshatrabandhu here, it was like a change for him, and then he asked the sage that yes, I want to do only good things now, I don't want to do evil things. Right from childhood I was doing that, but now I want to change. So what should I do now? You only guide me. So it was like a transformation in his life. And then he asked the sage, what should I do from now? So the sage says that from this minute onwards, you can do something, whatever you want, you can do, but a simple task I will give you. Every day you keep chanting the names of Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu, the name that he gave was Govinda. So he tells that whenever you have, whenever you feel so, he doesn't again make it a compulsion, but he tells Kshatriya Bandhu that whenever you feel so, you keep chanting the names of the Lord, you keep chanting the name Govinda. So then Kshatriya Bandhu says, what will happen if I keep chanting the name Govinda? Like, I want to do something physically good. So you tell me that instead of, I don't want to just simply sit in one place and chant, I want to actually do something good. Like I saved the person who was drowning in water, like that I want to do something good. So then the sage says that automatically you will do things good, but first you start chanting the names of the Lord Govinda. So Kshatriya Bandhu, he also very sincerely he started doing. And there every day continuously he used to chant, morning, evening, full day. He used to keep chanting just as the sage had told him. So this incident is quite similar to the incident in the Ramayana that happens with Valmiki. So the dacoit Ratnakara, after Narada tells him that you keep chanting Mara Mara Mara, like that Rama 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 it becomes, and Valmiki keeps chanting and he turns into a sage. Similarly here also Kshatriya Bandhu keeps chanting the names continuously, but here it was not the he keeps chanting the names Govinda continuously. So now in the course of time what happened is that he started chanting to such an extent that Govinda, this name became a part of his life. So even unconsciously also, even though he did not put in conscious efforts to chant every day, okay, I have to chant so many times and so on, whatever he used to do, automatically from his inner mind, always continuously he used to be chanting the names of Govinda, Govinda and so on. And slowly what happened is that in the course of time, after the person died, he attained Vaikuntha also. So, and then his mindset also changes. He started doing good things. So this Nama that was there, Govinda, it actually changed his life. It transformed his life. And then finally he attained Moksha, he attained Vaikuntha and so on. So now here, listening to this, so Vishwadata, the king, also later got to know about his son Kshatriya Bandhu, and he also felt very happy. Now listening to this story, there were a few people there. Now in the forest there was a sage hermitage and so on. So there were a few people there who came and they questioned the sage, saying that this person was such an evil man. He used to trouble so much that his own father, the king, banished him from the kingdom. Then he came to the forest. In the forest he started troubling animals, sages and so on. And then one fine day you go and tell him you keep chanting the names of Govinda. And how come his life changed suddenly? And even though maybe little he did good, but most of his life he had done only evil things, but still he ended up getting Vaikuntha, and we are all putting in so much efforts, still we are living here, we have to suffer and so on. So all the disciples, they go and ask the sage this question. So the sage, he tells that whenever I told him to chant this Nama Govinda, it was as if the God only showered his grace on him, and continuously this person kept on chanting the name Govinda with full faith. So his mind did not get diverted at all. Full faith, he kept on chanting the name Govinda, and this itself shows the power of chanting the names of the Lord, be it through different stotras, Vedas, listening to stories, singing songs also, or merely just chanting one name like this person did Govinda. But it can surely make a change in our lives, even for people who have done the greatest of crimes, that is there. That's the reason especially in the Kali Yuga. So this story, though it has been told, it has been written by Parashara Bhatta quite early. He had always whatever, even the Krishna Avatara, Rama Avatara, or all great sages, Shankaracharya, Parashara Bhatta, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya and so on, whatever they say, they always have an outlook with future, because that's the reason why Rama also in the Ramayana, whenever Shurpanaka came and approached Rama, he had told, and she tells him that you marry me. At that time he tells her, no, I am already married, I have a wife. So there in Govindacharya's commentary, Govindacharya is a person who has written a commentary on Ramayana. So there Govindacharya raises this point, saying that in those times people used to marry multiple times, right? Rama's father also had more than one wife, in fact 3 wives, and then many other queens also. So why did Rama follow this? So at that time Rama said that in the Kali Yuga later I will be an inspiration. I will be a role model for people. People will look upon me. So there if they say that no, Rama married 3 times, we'll also marry 3 times, that would not be possible in Kali Yuga. So it's not that I should be someone who's worshipped or who's regarded, who's thought of only in the Treta Yuga. Even in future also people will think about me. So here also it is the same thing. Whatever they do, so or even in the Kali Yuga it is said that mere chanting of the Nama can give us Vaikuntha. So Parashara Bhatta, though he has written this story earlier, through this Nama or through this story, what they want to signify is chanting the names of the Lord. You need not put in efforts also. Mere chanting the names of the Lord also can transform our lives to a great extent. So mainly Nama Mahima has been told here. Now I'll give you a very simple example. Some people might feel that what is this nonsense, something 50, 60 years someone is doing everything evil. That means that I'll kill a person, I'll murder someone, and then at the age of 60 I sit and chant the names of the Lord. Will I get Vaikuntha, or will all my sins be washed away? Now in the case of this person, Kshatra Bandhu, surely he would have done some good deeds that a turning point came in his life. Sage came and met him, told him that you chant the names of the Lord, you chant the name Govinda. He also felt that he should do that. So in the case of Kshatra Bandhu, he was lucky, he did that. But in the case of all of us, it might not happen that. Right? It might not happen that way. Like the case of Vishwaratha, does anyone know any other story of Nama Mahima? There have been a few other people also, right? From Srimad Bhagavatam and so on. No one?
Ajamila.
Ajamila, correct. Ajamila also, he chanted the name Narayana. So there also, we must not feel that he was such a great, or even Valmiki from the Ramayana reference. So like this, in each of the references, you have some of the other names. But then, doesn't mean that 50 or 60 years you do everything evil and then one fine day you get up and chant the names of the Lord, you get moksha. It is not like that. Of course, Ajamila, he was also, if you look at his previous story, he was a great Brahmin who had done good deeds. But between his life, he got deviated a bit. That's when he went on the wrong path. But ultimately, because of the good deeds that he had done earlier, it can be in our previous birth, or it can be maybe in our young days, surely he gets back that realization. So the point is, we must not feel that everything is just magic. 60, 70 years, everything I do wrong. One fine day I wake up and I chant. At that time also we should feel that we should chant. I don't know if I told you this. Listening to the stories like this of Ajamila and so on, there was a person who felt that towards the end of last days of my life, I will name my grandson after a god or so. You bring me in front of him. Looking at him, I'll feel that I should chant his names. On his last day, what happened is a grandfather who was sitting, he was on his deathbed or so. A grandson comes in front of him. Grandson had been named after a god or so. But at that time, he just kept looking at the grandson and he breathed his last. He did not feel that he should even open his mouth and call out to his grandson. So though there is no guarantee that in the last minute of our life, we'll always chant the names of the Lord or so. So it's not magic at all that happens. Surely, it's a lot of our previous efforts that we put in. One more simple, if I give you an explanation, this also now some people might not believe. You might be what I do in a previous birth, how come I remember it now? How will I believe that? Simple example is, let's not consider only for religion also. Whatever you want to do, if you put in efforts continuously. Say for example, 10 years or 15 years later, you want to build a house for yourself. Today only, maybe you go to a bank, you take a loan, or you see where you have to build, what you have to build, you see a land, you see a plot and so on, right? So right from today, maybe you start saving money, or you see where you have to purchase a house and everything. Maybe 15 years later, you want to see the results, but from today only you start putting in efforts. So that doesn't mean that the efforts go waste, right? Ultimately, the result will be seen 10-15 years later, but the efforts start from today. So even for chanting the names of the Lord also, in between maybe there would have been some deviation or so on in life, but that doesn't mean that all these people, they have not put in efforts that are there. Only if we put in efforts, we will achieve something great in life. That's the reason it is said that when the case of this person, Kshatra Bandhu, he was lucky enough, and later in life, after chanting the names of Govinda, this shows the power of Nama Mahima, he got Vaikuntha. In the case of all of us, in the case of everyone, it might not be the case. It might happen that, like the grandfather I told you, though he saw the grandson in front of him, he did not feel that he should call out to his son. So ultimately, he could not get moksha. So that's the reason it is said that whatever you want to do, You have to start early. Not that, okay, after 40-50 years I'll think what I have to do. 10 years we spend in thinking, and then ultimately when you come to a conclusion, okay, now let me start actually doing something, by the time you understand things, our life is over. So this should never be the case, be it in the case of bhakti, be it in the case of devotion, or be it in learning or doing something. Whatever we have to do, we must start early. So amogaha, coming to this point again, coming to the name. Yes.
The vivid example of Janabai is also there, no?
Correct.
It was simply chanting Panduranga, Vittala, Vittala, and
Correct.
she had all the benefits of Lord
Correct.
Vishnu.
Janabai from the bhakti.
Vivid
bhakti
example in our yuga itself. I mean, in the last 40,
Kali
50
Yuga.
years. Yes.
Correct. Janabai. Correct. Or it can be even, now all these great people are also there. It can be even amongst all of us also. Now I don't know how much you all come in, but some people, like I had told you in some other class also about japa. Why people do even this japa that is there. Japa mala, you should always have some mantra for yourself. You should do the japa. It can be the Maha Mantra, or it can be Om Namah Shivaya, it can be Rama, it can be Krishna. Mainly one is to bring about concentration and focus. Secondly, you always feel happy, right? Whenever maybe you go to a temple or you chant something, chant the names of the Lord, you listen to the stories of the Lord, or even now, like all of you have come to listen to the Vishnu Sahasranama. It's almost now so many months, right? We started, but still all of you come in. Why you come in? There's no force, right? I don't come to your houses and tell, no, today you have to come to class, I'm waiting for you. I don't tell you, right? All of you come by yourself. Why do you come? Because you have some interest, you feel happy. Now someone feels it boring, or someone feels very sad, you feel like crying listening to the names, and you feel some evil qualities inside, some negativity comes in, we'll never come in, right? But to some extent you feel happy, you feel, okay, I'm learning something new, you feel positive, you feel you're using your time in a good way. That's the reason we come back. So this itself shows the mahima, or this itself shows the significance of listening to the stories of the Lord, singing his glories, and so on. Again, it need not be limited to religion alone. It can be for any good or positive things that we do. Maybe you spend time with a few good people, good friends also, we always feel happy. Or maybe you go out somewhere, go to a nice place, a temple, or maybe you like some movie also, go and watch that, you feel very nice about it. So whenever we do things in a good way, or you spend time with good people, satsangam, we always feel happy at the end of the day, and this is what should always be done. Whereas you go to a place where there's a lot of fighting happening, or maybe a group of people who always speak about evil things, or they're into bad habits, addictions, and so on, we also get into that, and we also lose our peace of mind. So therefore, choosing the right company, choosing the right things to do, developing the right habits are very, very important. And now coming back to this name, Amoghaya Namaha. This is the Nama that has to be chanted, wherein the Palashruti is like Kshatrabandhu, he started chanting the names Govinda, Govinda, he got Vaikuntha. Similarly, efforts that we put in right from a small age also, that will never go waste. So nothing goes waste. Whatever you do little, you will surely get the fruits for that. So this is a Palashruti of this Nama, saying that nothing goes waste. If you put in sincere efforts, you will surely get the fruits for that. When there is no guarantee, maybe it can be immediately, or it can be after some time, but surely you will get that. There is a guarantee of that. So this is what the Lord says. Okay, did everyone understand? Amoghaya Namaha? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's clear.
Next, Pundarikakshaha. हृदयस्थं पुंडरीकम् अश्नुते व्याप्नोति तत्रोपलक्षितः पुंडरीकाक्षः. The Mahanarayana Upanishad says that पुंडरीकं पुरमद्य संस्थम्. It means that akshaha meaning eyes. Pundarikakshaha, one who has got lotus like eyes. Or pundarikakare ube akshani asya itiva. So basically the eyes of the Lord are very beautiful, in a very good shape like the lotus. If you have seen a lotus flower or the lotus petals, you can see that the shape is very good, right? Very nice. So similarly the Lord's eyes are also that way, pundarikakshaha. Let's look at the story now. Now there were two people. One was Gopilar and second was Gopralar. Gopralar and Gopilar. These were the names of two people, two men. And they had a wish that, now they were living in Tamil Nadu, they were living in South India, and they wanted to go to Dwaraka, because Dwaraka was where Krishna was ruling. So they wanted to go and meet Krishna, and they wanted to go and witness the Rasa Leela of Krishna and so on. So they decided that from South India, let's leave for Dwaraka. Now in those times, we did not have very good, you can say, flight or good transport facility. So usually it used to be through walking mainly. So it used to take quite a long time. But both these people, they said that no, we want to go and witness Krishna Leela stories, Rasa Kreda, we want to go and meet Krishna, we have heard so much about him and so on. So they set out, they make preparations and everything, they leave from Tamil Nadu. At that time Narada comes there and he says that where are you all going? So they say no, we are going to Dwaraka to meet Krishna. So at that time Narada says that Krishna has already left for Vaikuntha, he is done with this Krishna Avatara, he is no more there in Dwaraka. So now both these people, they feel very sad. They said no, we wanted to meet Krishna, we were going for that only, and now you say Krishna has gone to Vaikuntha, what should we do now? So they don't know what to do. So at that time Narada says that you go to Mannarkudi, Tiruvarur district, Mannarkudi. There you have the Rajagopala Swami temple. Rajagopala Swami, another incarnation of Lord Vishnu or Krishna, you can consider. So they say that you go to Mannarkudi, there you go and worship the Lord. There the Lord only has manifested himself like the same Krishna whom you wanted to meet in Dwaraka. So you can go and worship the Lord there. So they go and they go and meet Rajagopala Swami in Mannarkudi. And there it seems that their devotion was so intense that the Lord himself gave them physical darshana. This is what the legend goes. So now the Lord comes in front of them, and the Lord says, what do you want? You want to ask something, or you want some boon from me? You tell me. So then both these people, they felt that there is only one flaw that is there in our bhakti, in our devotion. That is, whenever we look at you, that is, whenever we look at your form, when say for example all of us also, we go to a temple, we look at the idol who is in front of us, right? Maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you go to big temples like Tirupati also, it will be just for a few seconds, and after that you have to go away. So here both these people, Gopilar and Gopralar, some people call it as Gopalar, they go and they tell that we can see you only for a few seconds. Beyond that, we are not able to see. Like I come to your temple, I see your image in front of me for a few seconds or for a few minutes, I am very happy. But then again, my eyes get attracted towards all other things that are there. Maybe to food nearby, or some other thing, some negativity also, someone is fighting, or something evil also. So now this is a world, so I can see all kinds of things that are there. Now this is applicable, they say, to all my other senses also. Some point of time I am listening to your stories also. At the same time I am listening to some other news that is going on in the country, some negative news also. My tongue is eating your prasada, my mouth is eating your prasada literally. At that time I also like to eat some other food also, which might not suit to my body. So like this, all my senses that are there, we want to use it only for your worship altogether, full and full. We don't want to use it for all other purposes, except for the basic purposes like maybe doing our everyday activities and so on. Beyond that, we want our senses that are there, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, hands, feet, everything, to do only good things, to do everything that is meant for you. This is what they go and tell Rajagopala Swami. So Rajagopala Swami says, yes, this you can do, but then he gives them a very practical answer, and he says that you live in a world. So therefore, if you come to Vaikuntha, there you can see everything, all Vishnu devotees, all of them in fact are Vishnu only. So therefore, there you can see everything that is good, positive and so on. But living in a world, you cannot sit and complain saying that everything is negative, or people are doing this, people are doing that, I have to tolerate this, I want only good things. So this cannot be done. This is like a lesson for all of us also. There are many people, you tell them to do something, it may not be only bhakti also, anything you tell them to do, they will have 10 excuses. Even all of us also will have the same thing, right? One thing, no, this problem is that, how will I do this? I cannot do this at all. So more than coming to a solution, we tell the list of problems, right? Whenever someone tells us to do something, immediately none of us, we are ready. Instead of that, we'll think of 10 excuses or 10 problems that are there to do. No, this I cannot do, I don't have this. When you tell small children to do something, to do their work also, they'll say, no, I don't have a pencil, I don't have a book, I don't have an eraser. They'll give you a list of things, nothing I have. So then they say, then the mother will say, no, you have everything, you do, it will be there, you see. No, I have to buy everything new, then only I can do. Then the mother, she purchases and gives everything new. Then the child says, the child is very happy now because it needs something new. And even after getting everything new also, the child at times give excuse, no, now everything is there, that is fine, but still something the child will find which is not there. Or no, this is, I don't know to do this, I'll see tomorrow, I'll ask my friend, and so on, right? So these are different excuses. I just gave you an example of a child. Even all of us also, we do the same thing. So here, so Rajagopala Swami, he tells that like this excuses will be there all around. Now you live in a world, nobody can say that I want to see only good things around. Negative things, bad things will also be seen. You on the news, you see everything sensational. How much you should be affected by that, that is in your hands, right? Now maybe you take the example of our own class. Vishnu Sahasranama, you come every Saturday, you listen to the stories. Some people might come and tell you, or you yourself might feel at times, why should I listen? Let me do something else. I'll go out somewhere, 9 to 10. Or I'll make a trip or so, I'll make a plan or so. I'll go somewhere else, I'll do something else. And so on, right? Or you might, to the extent you might feel that anyway the lecture is being recorded, right? So I'll listen to that whenever I have time. Why should I come back? Such thoughts do come, or it might come. Or even in my case, I might feel, no, today I'm not feeling like doing anything. 1 week I'll cancel the class. Who's going to come and ask me? If I just write a message on the group that today it's not there, okay, people will not ask anything, right? But then this usually none of us we do, right? Because we feel that no, it should be done. People are coming to listen. I should also be able to chant the names. I should be able to tell the stories and so on, right? So this is a feeling that is there. We ourselves, we feel that what is right, that we must do, or wherever we have some interest or so. Or now in the case of Vishnu Sahasranama also, it's not that all of you come and listen, or I come and tell you something. It's not at all that way. The God paves his way. If the God showers his grace, only then we can do that. Otherwise we cannot do. Chanting the names also is very, very rare. Like for example, the next nama it comes in, wherein Vrishakriti, sorry, not Vrishakriti, Rudra. After 2 or 3 namas it will come. The next verse number 13, Rudro Bahushira Babrur. In that, the Lord says, Parashara, he mentions that we have now Rudraha, I think is nama 116 or so, 114 or 116. So at that time, the Lord, he says that in Parashara, he says, when the devotees listen to the stories, they should have happy tears in their eyes. And why should they have happy tears is not because they are listening to the stories, but at least till 116 they have reached here. At least for the last 116 names, the devotee has come and listened. They have read, they have gone through your stories, they are listening to this. This itself is a blessing. This Parashara told back then when he wrote. At the end of the Dwapara Yuga or so, after the Mahabharata, you can consider. Vishnu Sahasranama is a part of the Mahabharata. So you can consider towards the end of the Dwapara Yuga, beginning of Kali Yuga. So you imagine the plight today. Today when we are almost reaching more than 100 names or so, you imagine our blessing that is there. So in spite of having, it's not that why this Nama has been told here, Parashara made and he made a guess, he made a statement then only, saying that 1000 names of the Lord or the entire Vishnu Sahasranama, if you forget all that, at least 100 names you have listened, you be blessed for that. All of you should have happy tears. And it seems that Parashara, when he wrote the commentary, he had happy tears there. That's why he had included this Nama, Rudra. Rudra is another name for Lord Shiva. Okay, when we come to that name, I'll tell you, let's not get deviated now. So, the point what we try to say is, whenever we want to do something, there are going to be a lot of negativity that is there. There are going to be evil things that are there. So many other, like I give you the example of our own class. If you want, I can do anything else I wanted. Maybe I'll go out somewhere, or I'll while some time away. Or why should I put in so much of efforts? Or every time even I might feel on a Friday, oh, now tomorrow 2 days, again some classes there, tomorrow in the morning I have to tell Vishnu Sahasranama. It's not that if I have to tell Vishnu Sahasranama, it's not that 9 o'clock is a class, 8:45 I will get up and log in. It doesn't happen that way, right? No, what Nama I have to tell? I have to read something that is there. To tell some story, I have to read something, right? Or in case of all of you also, it's not that you just come, 9 o'clock class is there. It's not that we are listening to some music or so. You just put and do whatever you want. It doesn't happen that way. 1 hour, you have to sit in one place. Maybe some people you note down something and so on. So from both the sides, if you see, we have to put in efforts. But still, we never feel that, no, I'm putting in large chunk of efforts or so much I have to spend time, this, that, or it's like a punishment. We don't do that. This itself shows the God's grace that is there. So here Rajagopala Swami also, the Lord, he tells both these devotees that there are going to be negative things that are there. You must decide what is good for you. It is individual perception that is there. And then he says that Therefore, don't feel that, don't keep on complaining that this is bad, that is bad, I want to see only good things. Good and bad, both will be there. You decide what you want to see. Evil and bad things will be there to listen, news will be there about, food also will be according to whatever, everything will be available. You decide what you want to eat. You have an option of veg and non-veg, you decide what you want to eat, right? Or you go to a restaurant also, we have the option of choosing what is good for us, what is not good for us. Few foods, some people are allergic to something, or some people we don't like something, or we say no, this doesn't suit me, last time I had eaten, I had to face a lot of problems, so next time we don't eat that. So automatically we know what is good for us, what is not good for us. So the Lord also, he tells the same thing. He tells that with experience you get to know what is good for you, what is not good for you. This, all of you have to experience this. There is no option at all. But still, looking at their devotion, he says that I will bless you. Now Mannarkudi, this Rajagopala Swami, he is considered to be the eyes of Ranganatha. In Sri Rangam we have the Ranganatha temple, right? Now there are different temples all over India which are considered one body part of the Lord. Like for example, if you go to Badrinatha is considered to be the head of Lord Ranganatha. Pushkara, if you go, it is the tongue of Lord Ranganatha. Kurukshetra, in Kurukshetra where we had the Mahabharata Yuddha, that part, there is a temple that is constructed there for Vishnu that is considered to be the mouth of Lord Ranganatha. Ayodhya, Rama's temple is considered to be the neck of Ranganatha. Tirupati is considered to be the chest part of Ranganatha. Jagannath Puri is considered to be the stomach. That's the reason we offer the Chapman Bhog there. Jagannath Puri is famous for offering food items because that is considered to be the stomach of Ranganatha. Then Shri Mushnam for Lord Varaha, that is considered the lower body, from the hip till the legs, lower body part of Lord Vishnu. Shri Kurmam is also a place there. I think all these temples are in Tamil Nadu. You will have it in the Divya Desham list also. That is considered to be the back of Lord Ranganatha. Why Shri Kurmam? Kurma Avatara. Kurma, Vishnu in the form of Kurma, balances the Mandara mountain. So back is very, very important. So back part of Lord Ranganatha is this temple Shri Kurmam. Tirukannapuram, we had seen in a few stories of Vishnu Sahasranama. It talks about the walking style, Tirukannapuram, that is for Lord Jagannatha. Like this, Rajagopala Swami says that Mannarkudi Rajagopala Swami is for eyes, Pundari Kakshaha. So he tells both these devotees, Gopilar and Gopalar, that I will bless you with Divya Drishti, just as I did that to Arjuna and Sanjaya in the Mahabharata Yuddha. I bless them with divine eyes to see my Vishwarupa. Similarly here, I will bless you with Divya Drishti that is there, so that now in the Shruti also it comes, Sada Pashyanti Surayaha meaning the people who live in heaven, they will everywhere they see it will be only Surayaha, many suns they will see everywhere. Like that, wherever you go, most of your vision will be only around Vishnu also. You will always see my forms only. So Divya Drishtihi, or my eyes, the eyes that I am blessing you with, or will always see different forms of me. This is what the Lord blesses them. So Pundari Kakshaya Namaha. If we chant this Nama also, we will be able to see everything good around us. We will be able to see the forms of the Lord around us. Now see in the sense literally doesn't mean physical see. So here people will question, oh, I am seeing a table in front of me, chair in front of me, as if I can see the Lord. So mainly the meaning is you always see the presence of the divine. You can experience that. Or you will see only good things and good people around. Now, like I gave you an example, good and bad both is there. But it's very difficult to see the good things in a person. We say, right, you see the good things in a person. And me also, if there are 10 things, maybe 8 things you don't like, but 2 things you like. Maybe one thing you like, she's telling the stories of the Vishnu Sahasranama, that is one thing, right? Secondly, there can be some other thing, okay. There can be some other thing also that you feel good about me. But the remaining 8 things, maybe you'll feel, no, she's like this, she's like that, and so on. You have a list. But still, more than the 8 things, if you feel that, no, those 2 things, or maybe one thing, no, she's telling the stories of Vishnu Sahasranama, I have come for that reason. This thing is one that is good in her, so I will come that. So this approach of looking at good things in people will be developed in us. That is the Nama, Pundari Kakshaya Namaha. Lord says that if you have to look at the negative things, bad things that are there, the list keeps going on and on. All of us also, if you have to talk something bad about someone or the negativities of a thing also, we can go on and on, right? He's like this, he's like that, he speaks like this, his behavior is like this. But good things, if you have to speak, the list will get over very easily. This is human nature, of course. So here Rajagopala Swami, he tells the Lord, he tells both these devotees that you will be blessed with Divya Drishti and also the ability to see good things in people, everything good all around. You will see my forms only all around you. That is the Palashruti of this Nama, Pundarikakshaya Namaha. Okay. Did everyone understand this? Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Can you please
Yes, yes.
Can you please repeat the things, madam? Badrinath head, Pushkar.
I will. You can also note it down from the audio. I will also repeat it once. Badrinatha head, Pushkara tongue, Kurukshetra mouth, Ayodhya neck, Tirupati chest, Puri Jagannath Puri stomach, Sri Kurmam back, Sri Mushnam Varaha lower body, Tirukandapuram the walking style of Lord Vishnu. Okay. Those who have missed out, you listen to the audio and also note it down later. Okay.
What about his feet, Padam, only Padam?
Only Padam is Lord Ranganatha only, or that can be considered even everywhere, but Sri Rangam Lord Ranganatha is the Padam that is there. Okay, next Nama that is there, Vrishakarma, sorry, Dharma Lakshanam Karma Asyeti Vrishakarma. One whose actions are all Dharma personified. It's only Dharma. Dharma is nothing but righteousness. Now for this, we have to go to Ramanujacharya. Now Ramanujacharya, once he had a group of disciples with him, and they were studying the Gita. Gita, very famous words. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkatam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Ramanujacharya was explaining about this verse, the significance of this verse to all his devotees. So now I hope that everyone knows the meaning of this verse, right? Paritranaya sadhuna. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So mainly the Lord is born for doing good things, for saving good people, for killing or to destroy the evil things, negativities. To re-establish dharma again, he is born in every yuga. This is a simple meaning. But Ramanujacharya, he says that the Lord is born only to take care of his devotees and to establish dharma. The second part that is there, Vinashaya cha dushkritam, Ramanujacharya does not agree. He says no, that is not the prime objective of the Lord for Vinashaya cha dushkritam. Because the Lord is considered to be a form of ahimsa only. That is, he doesn't have this objective of maybe I'm coming down to kill people. He says that if this objective is there to kill people or to destroy people, then there is no difference between human beings and the Lord, right? The Lord is always considered to be a very good form that is there. So then this I don't agree. Like this is like a side objective. Or if the Lord feels that he has to bring about the destruction of people or so, he can do that sitting in Vaikuntha, right? Why should he come down, or in Kailasa for Lord Shiva and so on? Why should he come down to the earth and physically kill Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Kamsa and so on? It's not needed. If he takes a sankalpa, he can set the gods or he can give the different, like in all other avatars you see. Like in the case of the goddess also, Mahishasura, how was he killed? All the gods gave the powers to the goddess Shakti and she comes down and she kills. Like this, they could have sent someone, or he could have taken a sankalpa and from there only Lord has got divine powers. Sitting in Vaikuntha only he could have done that, right? So then there is no need at all. Ramanuja says that there is no need at all for the Lord to take an avatara to kill people. The main objective of taking avatara is to witness the good things, is to safeguard, is to take care of his devotees. So Ramanujacharya gives a very good explanation saying that killing or destroying negative elements, evil people can be done even from Vaikuntha. But to experience the bhakti of Shabari, to make friendship with Sugriva, to come and hug Hanuman, to spend time with Hanuman, all this cannot be done from Vaikuntha, right? So therefore the Lord, whenever he takes birth, he takes an incarnation for his devotees, to spend some time with his devotees, to accept the bhakti of his devotees. But even in the case of Krishna, Krishna did not come to kill only Kamsa. That he could have done sitting in Vaikuntha. He need not have to take a Krishna avatara. Main objective was to spend time with gopis, to do the Kali Anartana, to lift the Govardhana Parvata, then to steal butter and so on, to preach the Gita to the world. This was the main objective of the avatara. So Ramanujacharya says that whenever you look at an avatara, killing of people, killing of negative elements, or many times people popularly say that the Lord incarnates to kill and destroy demons that are there. Ramanujacharya says that this is not the prime objective at all. He comes here to establish bhakti and to spend time with his devotees. The Lord also likes to spend time with his devotees. That is the reason he does so much of Leela. Otherwise, if his only objective was killing demons, he would have come down, killed Ravana and gone back, right? He did not do that. He came there instead, killing of Ravana was the last in the Ramayana. Before that, you see, he meets Shabari, then he meets Sugriva, then he meets Hanuman, and he cries for his wife Sita all through the while. Like a human being, he suffers, and he teaches to the world that being away, or you can say the separation that is there from one's loved one, has to be felt. So when we look now, I'll give you a very general thinking also. Whenever we look at the stories of Ramayana, some people, they will not like to, or even the Mahabharata for that matter, some people will not like to look at those war episodes and all. Some, of course, we look at all the episodes. Some people, they will not like to look at the war episodes and all. They will like to look at all other things. Maybe the Sita Swayamvara or the Shabari Moksha or some things like this. Why so? Because they don't like negativity or maybe fighting, war and all that. We like to look at the other aspects of Rama. So therefore, Ramanujacharya, he says that whenever the Lord takes an avatar, it is not that he comes to kill the demons who are there. Even Narsimha, for that matter, Narsimha being such a fierce form, he did not incarnate to kill Hiranyakashipu. He came there to make the words of Prahlada, his devotee, true, saying that in this pillar also, if there is a Lord, you show me. When Hiranyakashipu makes a statement, to make the and Prahlada makes a statement that in this pillar also the Lord can be seen. And when Hiranyakashipu questions this, to make the words of his devotee true, Narasimha incarnated. Right? Otherwise, he did not incarnate to come and kill Hiranyakashipu. Of course, the story goes that Hiranyakashipu has to be killed by Vishnu and so on. The legend goes behind, that is a different thing. But the main purpose of the avatara was something different. And the purpose was to make the words of Prahlada true, make the words of his devotee true. So now the disciples of Ramanujacharya, they question, saying that if you are saying so, Krishna only has mentioned, right, in the Gita, Vinashaya Dushkrata. Why he mentioned then? Why are you telling something? We'll have such people, right, who counter question. We also have this question. Ramanujacharya says that was like a side work for him. Now, you have a main objective of the class is Vishnu Sahasranama. You are listening to Vishnu Sahasranama. One fine day I tell you that, today I'll tell you Vishnu Sahasranama meaning also, but little I will tell you of something else. Some maybe not directly related to the topic, but something else. Now, most of the times you see, if I start speaking, you will notice that from the topic from here, it will go somewhere else, right? All of you would have witnessed this. So then, the main topic is Vishnu Sahasranama, but sometimes the topic gets deviated somewhere. That doesn't mean that the other topic is the main topic. Main topic is Vishnu Sahasranama only, but some other topics come in between, or maybe one friend I tell you, no, today I'll tell you something about Lalita Sahasranama also, Devi worship and so on. So then, all of you might listen to it with interest, but still the main topic still remains Vishnu Sahasranama only. This is just a side topic that is there. Like this, Ramanujacharya tells that the main objective of the Lord incarnating is for re-establishing Dharma, is for spending time with his devotees, is for safeguarding his devotees, accept the bhakti and devotion of his devotees. Killing of negative elements is like a side work that he does. So when he has taken an avatara, anyways, I'm passing by this road, I'll visit his house and come. It is like that. And anyway, I've taken an avatara, this demon has come my way, I'll kill him and go about. So such an easy task is, so therefore, whenever we look at the avatars, he says that Vrisha Karma. So Vrisha literally means good deeds. Vrisha is good, Karma deeds. So mainly the Lord incarnates for doing good deeds only, not for establishing negativity at all. Negativity is just in the way of Dharma or in the way of devotees. Good devotees, if someone comes, at that time then the Lord has to kill. A very simple example I give you. Sugriva. Sugriva, Rama had developed good friendship with Sugriva. In middle, Vali comes and he causes trouble. Vali had to be killed. Right? Ravana, Sita was abducted by Ravana, so Rama went and killed Ravana. Otherwise, it was not so. Kamsa, so much of trouble Kamsa had caused to Krishna, so he ended up going and killing Kamsa. Otherwise, if the main objective was Vinashaya Dushkritam, the time when Rama and Krishna, Narsimha and everyone had incarnated, the first thing they would have done is gone and killed the Asuras. They did not do that. They first spent time with all their devotees, they re-established Dharma, they did all their Leelas. The last is where they killed Kamsa or they killed Ravana and so on. So this itself shows that the main objective was not at all killing the demons. That is a side objective that is there. So Ramanujacharya says that all this is human mentality. When we have to destroy someone, or negative elements, tit for tat, all this is for human beings. The Lord does not think about that at all. He incarnates to spend time with his devotees, to accept the bhakti and devotion of his devotees, to re-establish dharma. And in the way of all this, if some obstacle comes in the form of these demons, asuras and so on, then he comes to the objective of vinashaya cha dushkritam. So here, Vrishakarmane Namaha is this nama. It means that the Lord accepts, it imbibes good deeds in all of us also. We'll also do a lot of bhakti, devotion, good deeds towards the Lord. And the Lord also, just as he came in the form of Rama, Krishna, Narasimha and so on, he will also come and accept our bhakti. So this is this nama, Vrishakarmane Namaha. A very beautiful interpretation of the Gita shloka by Ramanujacharya. Okay, did everyone understand this?
Very
Yes?
nice.
Yes.
New dimension.
Yes.
Completely different explanation. Very, very nice. Very
Yes.
noble explanation.
Correct. So,
Yes, very much.
correct. So basically, if you see through this, why Ramanujacharya wants to tell this to not only his devotees, it's like a lesson for all of us also. Whenever we look at someone, it is very easy to look at the bad things that are there. But why not look at the good things of people? Or maybe when we do something that we wished doesn't happen, we immediately get angry. Oh, no, I'll do this. I'll go to him and speak. I'll go to the highest authority, take some action against you. Instead of doing that, why not do things in a good way? Why not find some other good peaceful solutions also? So mainly, like Ramanujacharya says, that the main objective is not to just kill demons, asuras, rakshasas and so on. There are many other good things also that are there. Life lesson for all of us also. In this world, if there are 10 bad things, there are 100 good things also. Why not go and experience that instead of being complaining and being behind all those 10 things? So bad things, evil things are going to be there. They should be like an option that is there. Whatever good things that are there in this life, why not enjoy that? So instead of fighting, arguing and spending our life in doing all such things, why not enjoy the things that are there? Human birth is given only once, so why not do good things in that? Now good things, when I say, it may not be only bhakti, religion, this, that and so on. It can be even for spending time with people or doing good things, maybe visiting nice places, having a good satsangam, spending time in things that we like instead of fighting, arguing with someone who doesn't care about us, or things that don't matter at all. So this is again a life lesson for all of us also, how we can interpret this verse in our lives. Okay, let's look at one more nama. Vrishakritihi. Dharmarthamakriti shariram yasya saha vrishakritihi dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. One whose body or one whose form itself is dharma. Now here, there is a story that goes about here. Once it so happened that there is a temple called the Kalamegha temple. This temple is in South India. So there Agastya had once come. Now Agastya, usually, if you know, Kalamegha temple, has anyone visited this temple? Kalamegha? It's in the Madurai district.
Some Tirupur
Yes,
temple.
Tirumuhur, correct. Tirumuhur temple, it's in Madurai district. You have this temple wherein the Lord has manifested. Why he is called Kalamegha, I'll tell you. Now Agastya usually is a sage whom in South India, even if you go, they will worship Agastya a lot, right? The reason being, he is Agastya had spent a lot of time in Tamil Nadu. He has contributed a lot for Tamil literature also. So that's the reason Agastya is worshipped in Tamil Nadu. So once it so happened that Agastya had come to this Kalamegha temple, the Lord's temple, and at that time Indra comes there. Now Kalamegha was doing a lot of penance also, and he was getting the blessings of the Lord. Now Indra has this habit that whenever he sees someone stronger or more powerful than him, immediately he develops enmity, or it tries to put in efforts to put the person down, because Indra is a padavi, Indra is a position that is there. So then he feels that his position is in danger when someone else comes and occupies that place. So what happens is, from behind, when Indra was putting in efforts, when Agastya was praying to the Lord, worshipping and so on, Indra from behind he comes and he tries to he laughs at what Agastya was doing. He tries to make fun of him, he tries to mock him and so on. So at that time, and Agastya, he got very angry. He turns back and he sees some noise that was coming from behind, some laughing sound or so. So mainly Indra, you see, was just dancing in joy, moving about here and there. So basically making fun. So Agastya, he turns back and he sees Indra doing all this. Immediately gets very angry and he curses him, saying that from this moment onwards you will be turned into a peacock, dancing here and there, this and that, and you're laughing at me. You'll be turned into a peacock. Mayil is what the reference you get in Tamil references. Mayil is for peacock. Mayura in Sanskrit. So you have to turn into a Mayura. So then Indra realizes, oh, what a grave mistake I've done. He comes and asks for forgiveness. So Agastya, he also feels sorry and he says that now the curse has been given, I cannot take it back. The least I can do is let this curse be there. Whenever you are in danger, at that time you can assume the form of a peacock and move about. So this is like, so the curse ultimately turned into a blessing. So with this, Indra leaves. Now many years later, what happens is that Ravana and Indra, so Ravana and his son Indrajit. Now this was before the Ramavatara. Ravana and Indrajit, once they laid an attack on the gods. So at that time Indra was attacked. So Indra remembers this curse that was given to him and he assumes his form of a peacock that is there. And all the other gods also, he tells them also to assume the form of a peacock that is there. So at this time what had happened was Meghanatha, the son of Ravana, he had actually defeated Indra. So that's how he gets the name Indrajit, meaning one was won over Indra. But then later, to escape from there, Indra and all other gods, they assume the form of a peacock. So because of the curse that was given by Agastya, Indra tells all other gods also, you assume the form of peacock. So this is how many peacocks were developed there. And now Indrajit and Ravana, they felt that what to do. There are only peacocks here, they could not find the god. So already Indra had been destroyed. Then further they did not want to destroy him. They wanted to kill him altogether, but that could not be done because they escaped in the form of peacocks. Then Ravana and Indrajit, they go back. At that time, Indra, he comes to this Kalamegha temple and he prays to the Lord. And Kalamegha is black clouds, and when those black clouds come in the sky, at that time Indra, as a mark of respect, saying the Lord has blessed him. In this Tirumohur temple only Agastya had given him the curse. He could turn into a peacock. That's why his life was saved today. So like a thanksgiving, he starts dancing when the Kalamegha comes in. That's the reason even today when the rains come in, at that time the peacock starts dancing. So here, so it's like a thanksgiving. He goes to this Kalamegha temple, Kalamegha Perumal they call, and he starts dancing there. So that's the reason why whenever, and that's when the entire Pitcham, the feathers of the peacock, he opens and he starts dancing in joy. And just because Shiva also is famous for dancing the Tandava Nritya, that's the reason why the peacock was also blessed with the blue neck. So Vishnu there tells that Shiva also dances, you also dance. So similarly, just as Lord Shiva has got a name Neelakantaha, you will also get a name Neelakantaha. He has got a blue neck, you will also be blessed with a blue neck. So those who dance, that too for the sake of the Lord. So the peacock also dances for Kalamegha Perumal. Shiva, he does the Tandava Nritya. Therefore, that's how the peacock starts dancing when the Kalamegha comes in the sky. That's during the rainy season, it is believed. And also why he got the blue neck is because of Lord Shiva, who also dances. So he has also got the blue neck. So the peacock also is called Neelakantaha. That's how the neck of the peacock turned blue. So here, so this is how the story. So, and then further it is said that the Kalamegha Perumal who was there when Vrisha Kritihi, Vrisha literally means rains. Kritihi is blessings, or you can say good wishes also. So just as Indra also, though he had mocked at Agastya also, the curse also turned into be a blessing, and later he comes to thank the Lord. So that humility that was there in him, so the Lord, it seems that he showered on him Vrisha Kritihi, blessings in the form of rain. He showered blessings. So we also, if we chant this nama, Vrisha Kritaye Namaha, blessings will be showered on us just like rains are showered on the earth. So this is the significance of this nama. A very simple temple, a very simple story, but then this temple, Kalamegha temple in Madurai, it signifies this incident and how blessings are showered on all devotees like rains. Okay, did everyone understand this temple, this nama? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
Very nice.
Okay.
What is the meaning of Vrisha, madam?
Vrisha, Varsha, it means rains.
Rains.
Rains. Okay, Kritihi is like blessings, or you can say wishes and so on.
Okay.
So today time is up. We will
In fact, in
stop
our
here.
family,
Yeah.
suppose you are going outside and when very heavy rains come, people pray to Kalamegha Perumal.
Correct.
Saying that don't upset my journey and all.
Correct. Okay, so we will stop here for today.